Hold it. This is a new series, so we need a new intro. Much better. Hello, I'm the Wandering Detective, and it's time for something a little new. This is the premiere episode of my new series, Wandering Detective's Creepypasta Reviews. Let me tell you a little bit about creepypastas. Basically, scary stories told on the internet, sometimes accompanied with pictures, videos, etc. And there are also creepypastas based on TV shows, movies, or even video games. That's where I come in. In this new series, I'll be giving you the facts about different creepypastas, most based on video games, and maybe some others. And what better place to start reviewing creepypastas than one from a series just ripe with freaky crap? Pokemon. I think creepypasta writers just like to expose any weakness in a kid's series they can, because Pokemon has so many dark undertones that it literally has 283 different stories on the Creepypasta wiki as I write this. When you think of Pokemon creepypastas, you probably think of one title. No, not Lavender Town, I'll get to that in other reviews. I'm talking about Pokemon Lost Silver. The story of a screwed up Pokemon Silver game that manages to be creepy while also teaching some depressing lessons, and even has a playable game to help tell the story. Now I'll be splitting this video into 3 parts. First, an abridged version of the story itself. In part 2, I'll look at the 5 different aspects of the story. How good the plot is, how well written it is, how creative it is, how much it makes you wet yourself in fear, and other, which I'll get to in a bit. The third part will simply be the final score, out of 100, which I will explain a little later. Now, with that, let's take a look at Pokemon Lost Silver. Alright, we have a lot to cover here, so let's not waste any time. Pokemon Lost Silver begins with an ambiguously gendered college student who is awaiting the release of Pokemon Soul Silver and decides to buy a copy of the original Silver to hype him or herself up for the release. By the way, this is how 50% of Pokepastas start. I'm gonna buy a new copy of one of the old games, and now it is haunted. And yeah, the player discovers that his, assuming it's a he, game is pretty screwed up. He starts immediately in a previous save file as some total boss named ... who collected all 251 Pokemon, has max money, played max time, and collected all 16 gym badges. His party consisted of 5 unknown and a Cyndaquil named Hurry. The unknown spell out leave. Wandering around Bellsprout Tower for a bit, the player finds a hidden ladder and ends up in a dark room, where he uses flash to reveal a circular red room with a southern gray path. He goes down this path with the screen darkening every 20 steps, because when your game is being demonic, the first thing you think to do is count how many steps you're taking. Also, the unknown radio theme is playing here. He eventually finds a sign saying, "Turn back." It is prompted with either yes or no. I'll go to the no option a little later, but the author chooses yes, which results in Hurry fainting. The unknown now spell, he died. He's then in some little room surrounded by graves, and upon checking his trainer card, he no longer has arms and has 24 badges. That's 8 more than 16. There's 8 badges per region. What a coincidence! After that, he does a slow-mo escape rope spin down and ends up back in the tower, his sprite now white with no legs, bloody tears, and 32 badges. His party is now 5 unknown that spell dying, and a level 100 Celebi that is shiny with only half a body, because symbolism. After heading north for a while and passing useless NPCs, he finds Red. He walks up to him and a battle immediately starts, and they each have 1 Pokemon. The player has the pink Celebi, while Red has a level 255 Pikachu. And it's sad. Aww. The player player is forced to use Perish Song, and the match plays itself until the move kills, yes, kills, Celebi, and Pikachu uses Destiny Bond, somehow, and dies. Calm down, Red, no need to lose your head! After that, the player is back in his home, only a transparent crying head thing, with unknown spelling, "No more!" No, I'm done with that joke. He just floats around until he passes through a wall, which has me convinced the moral is, don't use action replays. And eventually, he finds himself. No, literally, not spiritually. I think. Goodbye forever, ... Continuity win. Then he's in the grave room, and it's gone. The unknown spell, I'm dead. Fine, you can do it. That's when the player realizes that ... has been dead all along and was completely forgotten by history. You'd think he'd have a statue or a medal for getting 32 freaking badges, but whatever. Heartbreaking tragedy joke. And that's the end of one of the most famous creepypastas around. Now, the question is, how does it hold up? Now, time for the review part. I'll be going over the 5 categories from earlier, and decide a rating from 0 to 20 for each one, based on how well they hold up individually. I'll add those up for part 3, the final score. So, let's review this sucker. The plot is by far one of the best parts of this pasta. It's a very memorable story and doesn't focus too much on the haunted cartridge gimmick. It doesn't end up in the game killing the player or anything stupid like that. The twist at the end is very well done, and the build up to it is great. It does get a little ridiculous with its symbolism sometimes, though. While the fading away of the player is really cool, as is the whole unknowns and the gaining of badges, the half Celebi and the beheaded Red really don't make much sense. However, it is a really good story, so I'll give this section a 17 out of 20. Truly amazing, with just a few kinks to work out. The writing here is a little hit and miss. The actual writing is very good, with no real noticeable typos and excellent grammar. The story is conveyed rather well. The problem, though, is the tone of the author. He has next to no personality for the entire time. Most pokepastas involve the author sort of freaking out as they play. Like, oh my god, it's haunted cartridge, I'm freaking out here. But here's just, I got this game. This weird crap happened. I will always remember. And that makes it feel a lot more like a retelling of the pasta itself than an account of an actual freaky game incident. 14 out of 20. Well written, but lacking character. Well, the bad thing is, this is just another one of those, bought an old Pokemon game and it got scary story. However, aside from that, this is a very original story, using the unknown to help build atmosphere rather than Missing No or Lavender Town. I'll get to that later. The changing of the sprite is also very creative, as this is the pasta that basically mastered that technique. 15 out of 20. Old concept, done incredibly well. Ooh, this is where Lost Silver sort of suffers. While it is great at building atmosphere, the fear factor here is rather weak. Most of the fear has to come with the unknown and the changing sprite, which is fine, it's pretty creepy and really cool, but it never really gets to you. They even go for an almost sort of jump scare with the decapitated Red sprite, which really made no sense. It came out of nowhere. It isn't even that much of a jumper. Seriously, the atmosphere is amazing here, but it really doesn't feel that scary. 7 out of 20. Good atmosphere, meh execution. This section is basically reserved for the little extras that the story likes to throw at you. And this pasta excels in that category, namely with a fully playable game of Lost Silver that you can find online, which not only covers the entire story from the pasta, but also shows what happens if you pick no at the sign, which basically just makes the game a little longer, with more unknowns and creepy gym leaders before bringing you back to the beginning. I haven't played the game, but there is video of it on YouTube, and you can find it yourself. I've been showing you clips of this entire video. And it seems very well done, with the built atmosphere and basically a perfect retelling of the story. just in your point of view. So, I suggest you go find it yourself. Tell me how it is. I give this category a 20 out of 20, the best there is. Final score, 73 out of 100. This is an incredibly well done pasta, despite its low scare factor and bland author. It works as a great introduction to the genre. And if you can get a hold of the game online, play it, tell me how it is, I want to know your opinion. I will put a link to the pasta on the Creepypasta wiki in the description of the video. And please feel free to post suggestions for other pastas you'd like to review. But next time we'll be taking a look at a bit more of obscure Pokemon pasta. So stay tuned for Wandering Detective's review of Pokemon Strangled Red. See you next time.
Just a flesh wound.